comes out to the south at the old gates there.
The old property line?
Yeah.
With the doe. Doe came out, and he was locked down, must have been locked down with her. And you could tell that that was the deer.
That's him, yeah.
Yep. Broken G4. And there's a shooting lane cut in there in the corn.
Expertly cut in there.
Yeah. Perfectly executed.
The farm armor's a little tall.
Yeah. So he's kind of going back and forth. And I thought he was gone. And then half an hour went by, and then popped back in, and then slowly worked to about 175. And I set up perfect on him. Breathing is down. On window, set perfectly. Click. Misfire.
Not a misfire.
It was a misfire. That was a
You
misfire.
didn't close your bolt.
Well, that's why it misfired.
It wasn't a
trigger.
Been coming to deer camp in Iowa since 2010, so 12 years. I've had the privilege of being able to share these memories and hunt with my brother since our very first deer camp. Our first time at an Iowa deer camp, we were able to both harvest very nice deer. Both were our first bucks ever. And that really set us up and for one, enjoying the outdoors together and coming back year after year. I think everybody that comes to deer camp can agree that as soon as deer camp's over, we're already planning and anticipating the next deer camp.
Give me what's your request?
We're glassing, we're looking. We saw a lot of 3.5 to maybe 4.5-year-old deer. Nothing that was quite big enough or mature enough that we knew that the property held. So you've got to have that patience. You know the deer are there. You can't just pull the trigger on the first deer you see. Probably had 30 deer out in the field at last light feeding. Just knew that at any moment the one could walk out. Didn't have that opportunity the first night.
Modern Hunter is brought to you by
Today we're going to talk about the Browning Strikeforce Full HD camera, and it has the Radiant technology. Now if you guys aren't familiar with Browning cameras, one thing is they're reliable. They take some of the best videos in the industry. Now they made it better. With this Radiant technology, it's fully adjustable. So it uses 4 LEDs. It's going to give you even better night pictures than before. You can adjust trigger speed if you want to play around with that. So if you want a little slower trigger speed, you want a faster trigger speed, you can adjust that. You can adjust that range for the flash. So if you're in a tight area, right, you don't want that hard, extended range because it's going to white out all those images, the close-up deer. If they're close, you're going to turn that down. If they're further away, you're going to turn it up. With this technology, it makes it really easy because the camera can sense a lot of that itself and automatically adjust. Therefore, takes dummy proof is what I want to call it, right? So you just get it out there, walk through the normal stages of setting up a trail camera, set it in there, and you're good. This is not the cell model. They do have cell cameras available. I like the old tried and true SD card. Now, the thing that's different about this one, again, the SD card, it can take a mega, like 512 gigabytes of memory, which is huge. I mean, you cannot imagine how many still pictures you can take. But if for you guys that are shooting video, it shoots 1080, right? So that's gonna eat up some of that memory. So then you want one of those bigger cards. What I like about video, I'm gonna take a minute about it. What I like about it is, you know, first the camera gets set off, but when that video is running, a lot of times there's a deer in that background that would have never gotten that photo taken. The other thing is these videos take on sound. So if you're in the spring and you have a gobbler that's going nuts, you can actually hear him gobble, and it is so cool to hear that interaction. It just takes trail camera to the next level. You'll be hard pressed to find a better Browning camera than the Strikeforce Full HD Extreme.
So, big deer, probably number one on the hit list. Safe for one more day.
Yeah, screw that one up. So next day we switch stands, we swap placements, and sitting wagon wheel. All of a sudden, that buck comes out that I shot. Comes out from, is that the Alpine
Pond? Yep.
At 100 yards, just beautiful, perfect, full sun, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, with a bunch of does and spikes out there. And so I lined up.
Sounds like unleash hell.
I know I slammed the
I'm
bolt
ready
forward
this
on this
time.
one.
Yeah,
I ain't, you know,
I'm there.
not screwing this up again. Finally turns broadside. Click. Well, this time I just forgot to load my gun.
That deer's really ugly. Huh. There's that split G2 buck again. Coming in.
One of the first deer that we caught a good glimpse of was a Big Ten. We had some camera footage of it starting in September. We knew for sure right away that it was a mature deer, that it was a shooter deer.
We're hunting southern Iowa. We're targeting a mature deer here. Got pictures of, been watching them, seen them over the last couple days. Haven't been able to get an opportunity to get a shot at him, but he's in the area. We've got rut action still going on. Bucks chasing does, pinned down with does. So where the does are, the bucks will be. He's 5 on each side, but he is, God, not much for length.
See young.
After a full morning of intense Iowa rut action, which led to what seemed to be a midday lull, Rich decided to take a short break, do some scouting from the truck, and then head back to the blind just before moonrise.
Yesterday, came out like right here.
Yeah.
Southern Iowa, day 2. Evening hunt. A little warm for our liking. Right now we're at a temperature around 50 degrees. We've got some deer moving around now, up and on their feet. Got moonrise, 250.
251.
Where'd she go? She go on the other side of the corn.
Evening time rolled around and the deer started pouring out. Our heads were on a swivel, we're looking everywhere. We've got deer in front of us, behind us. The Big Ten had actually stepped out of a ravine. We got the binoculars on them. The way the sun was, it was a little hard to see him. We thought that he was the Big Ten. What we didn't know was that the Big Ten had lost his G4 a few weeks before that. Again, by having the pictures that we did of the deer, we were able to know that how many points he had on each side, what he looked like. So we still knew that this was the Big Ten. He gave us the slip. Shortly after that, we had several other deer come out. We had a real nice 3.5-year-old deer, several 2.5-year-old deer, and all the deer kept looking back.
Don't go away. The Big Ten has reemerged. Modern Hunter is brought to you by
Big buck, there he is. Get a little closer, I think.
It felt like eternity. I believe it was almost 8 minutes of sitting there, ranging him, watching him, just walking right towards us. 10, 15 minutes left, a shooting light left, and that deer came out to probably about 135 yards, turned broadside.
Yeah, okay. Ready? Yeah. Looked like he mule kicked. Yep. Just before dark, we get the Big Ten come back out. Had several other deer out, many bucks, many does. Had us wait for a few deer to move out of the way. Put a hit right on his front shoulder. Good mule kick. Took off into the timber there. I think we've got a down deer. So we're just gonna wait a little bit, give it a little bit of time, go look for some blood. It does not get any better. In Iowa, rut's still going on. Gun season number 1. Bucks locked down with does. So a lot of ruddy stuff still happening out here. But it's always good to get a big buck down. Especially like this. It's good mature deer. Wow.
I really wanted to do was duplicate the picture of me and my brother from that very first deer camp. Again, this was our 12th year of hunting together at deer camp. We were able to duplicate that shot 12 years to the day.
If you're wondering if that means Tom was finally able to get his rifle to work, well, you'd be right.
Able to get reset, let him meander around a little bit until he turns sideways again, and set in crush. So, first buck, Rich shot, we named Click. This buck is named Click, Click, Boom.
Good job, Tom.
Thank you.